Hi, welcome to Make It Monday. I'm Jim with Amy Sows, and today we have a project and a technique or two for you. But unlike previous Make It Mondays where we showed you the finished project and then how to do it, I'm going to make you wait to the end and show you the finished project then. So for right now, what we need to do is to start our project, you need two fabrics, and I wanted a holiday theme, so I chose one with stars, a white version and a red version. So there's my two fabrics, and you're going to fuse them together with your favorite heavy duty type of fusible web to make it a little stiffer to bond the two together. And then of course you'll need a third fabric because we're making a plant, a flower. So you needed something for the greens, and to make the leaves the same thing, you're going to fuse two layers together, wrong sides together, of course, with a heavy duty fusible web. And then you're ready to cut, whether you use a cutting machine like a scan and cut, or you prefer to just freehand draw and then hand cut. Either way, I'm going to take you over to the overhead to show you the shape we need to work with. And that shape is kind of like a circular shape that has a point in the top and the bottom. But to help make our plant have a really nice shape to it, we're going to start off with this shape, but we're actually going to then cut it again into three pieces. These are actually going to be the petals of the flower. And this actually is going to be almost like the center or stamen. So it's kind of an abstract form. And you can see I do have a contrast on the other side. So mine's primarily going to be white, but we're going to have the accent as red. And to finish them, we want to, while you can leave these raw edges as they are, I want to do a little decorative sewing on my serger. So basically I went and got some metallic thread, and I set my serger up to do a 3-thread narrow overlock. And we're just going to do the outer edges first. And I noticed that when I worked on it the first time, it was a little tricky steering it around that curve. But I lucked out and I saw that the machine I was using has this type of foot. Oops, let me zoom in there. Sorry about that. So that's a traditional serger foot. And there was a new accessory that came out, and it's actually what's called a curved foot. And you can see here, it's a lot smaller, and it's going to be allowing me to easily feed my fabric in and curve along that shape. So if you're looking for a really nice curve accessory, that's like a must get. So it's like the curved foot for your serger. And again, we're going to put the metallic thread in the upper and lower looper. And since it's a thick thread and we just want to embellish the edges of the petals, I lengthened it to the longest length that my serger could do. And I use all the basic settings that were on my serger, except the upper and lower looper tensions were reduced because this is a thicker thread. So you're going to have it maybe half as tight or even less. You just want it to loop over the edges to clean finish them and add a decorative edge. And I should add too that there was no wire at any time used in the making of this technique. And what you'll just do is you take it to your serger and you just overcast that outer edge. And you're going to do that to all of the pieces on the outside curve. And then you're going to take the two, once they're serged on the outer edge, and I set it for a flat lock, and I flat lock the two together, creating that effect. And I left the long tails on it. I didn't worry about securing the edges, tying them off. I left them long and lanky like that, and curly and kind of spidery in a way. So you flat lock there, and then what we'll do is we'll take it and we open it up. This creates our petal. It's easy as that. And then the smaller center pieces, I took them and did the same thing. Overcast the outer edges, leaving long strings attached on the ends in a way. And then to make it, because we're actually ready to make it now, I went and got a knitting needle and just bent the end, cut off the edge, attached some florist wire to the end, and then basically took several of my little tinier pieces, having the red part toward the center, basically just wrapped them around the edge, and then wired them together. And I just kept adding one after the other, securely fastening them all in place. Once that was done, I then took the petals, and again with all the threads to the outer edge, and they were then also wrapped around and then wired in place, and kept overlapping them as I went along, adding more and more to it, allowing them to overlap the previous row to let it build up and build up and build up until I could come up with my finished piece. And I'll move over to the outer camera so you can see. There is my finished spider lily. I added some extra leaves to the bottom. It was a similar shape for the pattern, only instead of cutting at the center, I left it whole. There's no wires attached, again, because I used a heavy-duty fusible web to bond everything together, cut everything out with my cutter, kind of layer them in to make it look kind of like an Easter lily effect at the base. But because it's for the holidays, it's going to be a holiday lily. And you could see that I left all those little tails and everything with it. So it's kind of funky and different for the holidays. And something else that you could do with your serger. And a scan and cut cutting machine, like a Cricut, or just simply use your scissors and cut it that way. So the choice is up to you. And this way, it's kind of a fun project too, because you don't have to worry about finishing the raw edges, because you just let all the threads hang out like a spider lily. So it's kind of fun and different. You can use metallic like I did. You can use a dark color, coordinating, whatever you want to do. So the choice is yours. So hopefully it'll make you want to get out your serger and play and experiment and see what kind of plants you can come up with. And as always, if you make one of our projects or something similar, please be sure to send us a picture. We'd love to see it, and add your comments too. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, feel free to share them with us. And also to be sure to share the video with your friends and tell them about us here at Amy Sews. And you can always go to amysews.com to find out all about all the different classes and programs we have available here to shop and online, because we currently do have our bi-monthly serger box, as well as our scan and cut box that we do a lot of great projects with that. Sharon has her fantastic tea towel program going on too, and we have a lot more planned coming up, so be sure to check for that. And as it's getting to travel season, I'll be on the road again, so be sure to go to the sewingexpo.com site to check my schedule there with the original Sewing Expo to see what city I'm at and what's going on. So hopefully I will see you in my travels. So thanks for watching, and like I said, be sure to share and tell a friend, and always remember, the more you know, the more you'll sew. Have a great day.